What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Entertainment Plaza Games, where we bring you your weekly video game news. My name is Moses Plaza, and I'm going to be your one and only host this week. Unfortunately, my brother from another mother, unfortunately for me, he's on vacation, living his best life in Puerto Rico, enjoying his life, snorkeling, horseback riding. I don't know, probably getting a few women here and there. Who knows? But this week is Summer Games Fest. First of all, thank you for tuning in every week on twitch.tv/slash the entertainment plaza. If you cannot watch us live or do not want to watch us live, you can tune in at youtube.com/slash the entertainment plaza podcast, where we'll have all of our shows there. We'll have gameplay, we'll have our movie reviews, our game reviews, our weekly video game news, everything and anything on youtube.com/slash the entertainment plaza. If you cannot catch it there and want to catch it on your favorite podcast service around the globe, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, whichever podcast service you use, you will catch us on. But without further ado, like I said, this past week was Summer Game Fest Showcase 2022. And oh my goodness, did we get a bunch of games. Some good, some not so good, and some pretty ugly. But with our first story today, we're going to start with Summer Game Fest Showcase. We're going to talk about a little bit of some of the games that came out. Um, this is an article from IGN.com that says Summer Game Fest Showcase 2022, everything announced, including The Last of Us remake for PS5. Now, first of all, let's talk about The Last of Us remake for PS5, right? Um, Personally, I think it's a bit much. I mean, we've had this game how many times now, right? We've had it for the PS3, which was an amazing game. I remember playing that game when it first came out, and those first 15, 20 minutes, your jaw just drops with everything that happens in that game. Then we get a remake for the PS4. Then we get that same remake is on PS5 now, which you're actually going to be able to get it for free if you have PlayStation Plus for the new PlayStation Plus tiers. Now we're getting a complete overhaul of which is now called The Last of Us Part 1 for the PS5. Now, fine, you want to completely overhaul it and bring it onto the PS5, great. But my problem is that they are now going to charge $70 for this game for just the regular old The Last of Us Part 1, essentially, is what they're going to do. In my opinion, that is just overkill. That is so much greed. I just don't know you know, what is PlayStation thinking, in my opinion. $70 for a game that came out for the PS3 in like 2013 is just way too much. It's overkill. Oh, sorry about that. It's overkill. It's too much in my opinion, and I think a lot of people are not liking the fact that they're going to have to pay $70 for a game they already paid 64. I don't remember how much it costs to get it on the PS4 as a remake or a HD remake. And then if you want the special edition, which is the Firefly edition, actually it looks kind of dope. As a comic book collector who just started this year, it comes out with the first four comics for the Last of Us Part One. But that's $100, and apparently it's already sold out. So I don't know, but that was the first game or actually that was what they ended the Summer Games Fest with, was the Last of Us Part One. Apparently it leaked prior to that, so it wasn't a surprise to anyone. But unfortunately, that was kind of like the highlight of the Summer Games Fest. But let's talk about a couple more games here that that actually came out for Summer Games Fest. I believe one was, let's go on to this list here real quick. It's a little different doing this by myself, but we're gonna make it through. So they also talked about they also talked about the Last of Us remake, officially revealed. It's gonna come out in September, which is a lot sooner than a lot of people thought. September 2nd. They talked about the Last of Us multiplayer game, and that's actually what I'm interested in. Question is it going to, how much is it going to cost us, and two, how big is it? So they said the Last of Us multiplayer game has a story and is as big as other Naughty Dog games, which is amazing. It says we have finally learned more about the long-awaited standalone multiplayer game set in the Last of Us universe, and have been given a piece of concept art that teases what fans can expect from the game. The game will feature a brand new cast of characters and looks to take place at least partially in San Francisco. While it is great to learn more about this game, it was confirmed we won't learn more about this multiplayer title until 2023. My opinion, I feel like they may be doing that because the Last of Us HBO show will be coming out in 2023, so they want to release them in conjunction. Makes a lot of sense. I'm not excited for the Last of Us remake. I got to sneeze. 1 second. Is it coming? Yep. That's for you audio listeners. Um, I'm not excited for the Last of Us remake for the PS5. Will I ever get it? Probably. I'm not going to buy it at $70 at all. The Last of Us multiplayer, I am extremely excited for. The Last of Us Part One for the PS4 had the multiplayer, and it was great. I mean, for the PS3, I'm sorry, and it was great. I loved it. Me and Brian used to play it all the time. Um, we're not going to get any more information until 2023. And again, I think that's because they want to wait for the hype of the show to come out so that they can talk more about the multiplayer and people would want to buy it and play it. So another big game they talked about was Street Fighter 6 and the return of Gayu. That was actually pretty cool. Gayu was one of my favorite characters to play with back in the day, and that was something for me that I'm just like, all right, Street Fighter 6 is looking dope. Apparently, it's going to have a campaign. The art style was amazing, and I mean, Chun Li, she looked good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Street Fighter 6, they revealed Gayu as a character, and he's returning to the game. Another game they talked about was Aliens Dark Descent. It says Aliens Dark Descent to bring players face to face with xenomorphs once more in 2023. A brand new game set in the universe of the Alien franchise will be arriving in 2023. We didn't learn much about what the game was, but a cinematic trailer revealed the tone of what players can expect. The trailer ends with Marines fighting xenomorphs from a top down perspective, potentially hinting at what the gameplay will look like. I thought this looked amazing. I thought it was going to be like a first person game. Usually, I don't do well with horror games. I mean, I can play them, but after a while, I'm just like all lights on, and that's the only way I can play them. This one looked more like an isometric view. I could definitely do that. This game looks dope. They went on, and one of the biggest things that they talked about was the HBO series. They showed a screenshot of the two leads. That was pretty dope. They showed more gameplay. Well, actually, they showed the first extended gameplay of the Callisto Protocol, and that actually looked really good. This is made by the same people that made the original Dead Space, another horror game. It's third person, so I feel like I'll do well on that. But it says the Callisto Protocol is promising to be one of the scariest games ever, and the first extended gameplay footage confirms it is well on the way to making that nightmare reality. The gameplay demo we see. The gameplay demo, we see brutal deaths for not only the enemies but also our main character. It also looks to feature shootable limbs that will fall off, a la Dead Space. The Callisto Protocol will be released on December 2nd, 2022. Now that trailer was actually pretty dope. The way the enemies were dying, and then the way that the main character died, he was just backing up. He accidentally hits a fan and just gets shredded to death. Was pretty dope. They talked about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I did not play Vanguard. I've kind of fell off Call of Duty a long time ago. But Modern Warfare got me back in a few years ago. Modern Warfare 2 looks like it's going to get me back in again. And I think I actually may jump into Warzone 2. But it says Lieutenant Simon Ghost Riley and Sergeant John Soap McTavish returned in the latest gameplay demo for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's campaign. The Dark Water demo takes place aboard a boat sailing through a storm, and we get glimpses of outdoor, more open gameplay and tighter indoor combat situations. Wow, they weren't shown. Captain John Price and Sergeant Kyle Gaz Garrick will also be part of the story once more when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 arrives on October 27th, 2022. And you know what? This may just be a day one game for me. Again, I was super into Modern Warfare. Um, Vanguard, no, thank you. But Modern Warfare 2 looks pretty dope, and I think I might actually get back onto that. But another horror game they announced was Layers of Fear. It says Layers of Fear is a psychedelic horror. I'm sorry. Man, this messed up on me. Here we go. Layers of Fear is a psychedelic horror game or horror chronicle made in Unreal Engine 5. Now, if you guys seen some footage of Unreal Engine 5 in the works, man, that looks amazing. Um, Bloober team has confirmed it is working on Layers of Fears, a new psychedelic horror chronicle made in Unreal Engine 5 that is pitched as somewhat of a remaster and a sequel that will build on the foundations of the original Layers of Fear. Layers of Fear Inheritance and Layers of Fear 2. It, Layers of Fear Inheritance and Layers of Fear 2. I can't speak today. I don't have Brian here. I'm nervous. He's usually like my anchor. You know what I mean? Anyways, it will also include an expanded plotline and gameplay direction. That game, not so much. I do want to see what it's going to look like when it comes out, but I don't think it's one I'll play much. Marvel's Midnight Suns trailer reveals Spider-Man and a release date. A new trailer for Marvel's Midnight Suns has not only revealed Spider-Man will be joining its roster, but it also confirmed the XCOM style game will be released on October 7th, 2022. The trailer also featured the main villain, Lilith, and corrupted versions of Venom, Sabretooth, Scarlet Witch, and the Hulk. IGN also had the chance to check out Marvel's Midnight Suns. You can read about yada yada yada, whatever. Marvel Midnight Suns actually look pretty good. XCOM wasn't a game for me, but I think I actually might still check out Marvel Midnight Suns because it looks pretty dope. I love Spider-Man, and if they have Miles Morales, you already know I'm in there like swimwear. They had Gotham Knights Nightwing gameplay trailer. That looked pretty good. If it's anything like Arkham Knight or Arkham Origins, I'm in there. A game I'm actually really interested in because I like to play this game on my Switch, on my arcade cabinet that I modded to play my Switch games. Is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. That one looked pretty dope. Saints Row now has a boss factory. It lets you create a custom character before the game arrives. So essentially, you can download this app or go online and create your character to the T. And then when the game comes out, you'll have it ready for the game. I thought that was pretty cool. I'll be doing that later myself, and then I'll post to see how mine looks. Cuphead had another gameplay of the delicious last course. I haven't played the original. My sister Alicia has. She loves it. I'm sure she's going to be on that. Let's see what else here. They have there was a game. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it was called Foot Soldier or something along those lines. Let's see. Ghost Simulator 3 was announced. Warhammer 40K Dark Tide was announced. Let's see what else we have here. I am trying to find the one game that I thought was pretty dope, and I cannot seem to find it, but that's okay. It was a game where you use mostly your foot in the game. You have a gun. You're knocking down doors. You're kicking people in the face, so on and so forth. And it was actually pretty dope. But yeah, that game for me was definitely one that I think I'm gonna um, pick up pretty quickly when it comes out. Sorry, I'm trying to find a trailer here for my next story. But yeah, let's move on to story number two, and that goes as it's from GameSpot.com, and it says God of War Ragnarok release date planned for November, and I cannot freaking wait. The long-awaited PS4 and PS5 game has not been delayed to 2023 and will debut this November. Sony will indeed have one of its marquee upcoming games out before the end of the year, as God of War Ragnarok will reportedly release in November. That's according to Bloomberg, which notes the potential for the game to still be delayed which notes the potential for the game to still be delayed. Previous speculation has suggested that the PS4 and PS5 game will be pushed back to 2023, but for now, Ragnarok is slated to come this fall. I can't read. Bloomberg stated that Ragnarok's official release date should be announced before the end of June, but nothing is set in stone yet, and it's possible the date could still shift beyond November. It is apparently intended to release in September at one point, only to then be pushed back to the new November window. Um, in May, Ragnarok was rated for release in Korea, suggesting the game was due out in the relatively near future. Sony has yet to officially announce Ragnarok's release date. However, all of this information should be taken with a grain of salt for now. I can't read. God of War Ragnarok was originally set for launch in 2021, but Kratos actor Christopher Judge suffered an injury that delayed production. The PS4 and PS5 game will face a little less competition this year in the first-party race, as Microsoft and Bethesda Starfield has been delayed to 2023. Some people continue to believe that Ragnarok will be delayed to 2023, but the game's animation director said earlier this year that Ragnarok remains on schedule to launch in 2022. The developer, Cory Barlog, gave an update on Ragnarok earlier this year, saying everyone on the team is heads down, hard at work on the project. Again, I cannot read. We are perfectionists, Barlog said, adding that he hopes to be able to share more updates and insights into Ragnarok as soon as possible. We don't want to hold any of this back, so please, hold tight, know that something cool is on the way. Now, you guys know God of War 2018, for me, top three games of all time. I cannot freaking wait for God of War Ragnarok. It's coming out in November. You know what else happens in November? Thanksgiving. Both my parents' birthday, November 4th, 1 year apart. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird, right? But more importantly, my birthday, November 12th. If that comes out anywhere near my birthday, first of all, my wife better be getting me the most expensive um, collector's edition they come out with. But also, I'm taking a few days off to play this game, so I cannot wait for Call of Duty, God of War Ragnarok. that's going to take precedence over any game or anything I'm doing that month. So I cannot freaking wait for that game to come out. Now, the other day, on to story number three, Brian and I were actually talking about like movies and games that we wish would come out for as a TV show or anything, TV show, movie, whatever it may be. We were all just like, man, let's think of games. I think somebody mentioned we were talking about all the PlayStation games coming out as TV shows. We were talking about Twisted Metal, God of War going to have a TV show or a movie. What else? The Last of Us is coming out as a TV show or a movie. Gran Turismo of all games is coming out as a TV show or a movie, right? So believe it or not, Duke Nukem was one of the ones we talked about that we said could come out as a movie. I believe my boy Eduardo said something on the chat. So, Duke Nukem, film and development with Cobra Kai creators at Legendary. Gearbox's action hero Send Up is ready for his close up again. Duke Nukem is a legend in the gaming world, mostly for the wrong reasons. Now, Legendary Entertainment and the producers behind Cobra Kai are trying to make him big on the silver screen, according to the Hollywood Reporter. I can't read. Legendary Entertainment has picked up the movie rights for game development studio Gearbox and paired with Josh Held, John Horowitz, and Hayden Schlossberg to bring the titular character to life. 4 years ago, a Duke Nukem movie was under discussion with John Cena set to star as Duke himself. I don't know what's going on, guys, but I can't read. The production stalled out, though, and this is an entirely new production with new producers. I don't know if I can't read or they can't write, or I don't know what it is. Anyways, Duke Nukem presents a unique challenge for movie adaptation, similar to Nathan Drake. Nukem is a home homage to movie characters inspired directly by the 80s action film actors like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. Unlike Drake, though, he leans more into parody, and the character leans heavily into misogynistic tropes and jokes. While his earlier games are well remembered, the 2011 Duke Nukem Forever was critically panned not just for its rough shape after 14 years of development, but for how stale the character felt at the time as well. The previous production was to be handled by Andrew Form and Brad Fuller, then of Michael Bay's Platinum Dunes production company. And the pair compared the challenge of adapting Duke Nukem to that of Deadpool. They go on to say, how do you nail that tone in the way that Deadpool nailed the tone? Formats. I think we have to do that, and we don't get the tone. If we don't get the tone right, then we're not going to make the movie. While that production never went anywhere, Form's words still sound right. Duke Nukem's first came to life as a side scroller. First came to life. See, here's the thing. I can read. These people can't write. This is GameSpot.com. Come on, Eric Frederickson. You got this, bro. Duke Nukem first came to life as a side scroller in 1991, but is chiefly remembered for his first person shooter, Duke Nukem 3D, released in 96. The follow up, Duke Nukem Forever, spent so long in development that it became a joke among gamers until Gearbox finally bought up the rights and released the game in 2011. Aside from the primary production houses involved, the movie yet doesn't have any names attached to it, a director, writer, or star. I think if they do this right, in the way they did Deadpool, Duke Nukem could be one of the best video game movies ever. One, it's obviously going to be funny. It's going to have. Hopefully, they do the jokes right because this day and age, you can't just do the jokes like that you could back in the '90s. It won't hit. People aren't going to like it, and the movie's just going to fail. So, personally, I think Duke Nukem can be a great movie. I think it could be funny as hell. I think it's going to be a hit if they do it right, and hopefully, we get something good out of it. So, on to story number four. Yes, actually, that might be it. We talked. Story number four was going to be about the Last of Us standalone multiplayer game, but it looks like I did talk about that a little bit, but um, there isn't much else to say about it. This is going to be a short one. It's kind of a weird one for me too because once again I don't have my rock. I don't have my sidekick. I don't have big sexy himself, Brian Plaza. So look, guys, this is going to be the end of today's games news, but I do encourage you to go onto our website or to our YouTube channel. I'm all flustered, man. Brian, please come back, man. He ain't coming back till next Sunday or next Monday, so I'm all by myself until then. But listen, you're watching on twitch.tv/The Entertainment Plaza. Go on youtube.com/The Entertainment Plaza. Tomorrow we're going to do our recap. I believe I'm going to have Andy with me, Gylan with me. We're gonna watch the Xbox showcase. That thing's about an hour and a half long, so I don't think we're gonna do it live. But afterwards, we're gonna talk about our favorite games we saw on there. So guys, please stay tuned. We're probably going to do that one live on Twitch, unlike this one. This was kind of impromptu. Wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but catch us tomorrow. We're going to talk about the Xbox Bethesda showcase. Hopefully, it's better than the Summer Game Fest one, but hey, look, we're going to do it anyways, right? Go check out my Mario Kart gameplay. I think I'm going to start playing some Fortnite soon, believe it or not. I might dig deep into a little bit of Warzone, but with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm Moses De La Hoya, Jusino Pedro, Santa Gonzalez, Santiago Plaza Segundo. I appreciate you tuning in. Peace.